Which location should I choose?
Ну давай, иди сюда, Мишаня!
Distract? Any thoughts? Of course I do! Every map in Escape from Tarkov is a work of art. The question of which is my favorite always stumped me, because there's no useless maps. Due to quests, you'll have to run around all of them. But if we are talking from a beginner's perspective, which maps should you study first to understand the game? This video is about just that. The 3 best maps for beginners. Customs. It'll be your mother, father, sister, wife, lover and dog. But most importantly, customs is beer. Some of its glory has been stolen by the Ground Zero and the starting quests. And while that might be a necessary evil, customs still begs to be played. It's a green expanse, broken by roads, ruined vehicles and silent houses simmering in the quiet. That is, until Vasily, блять, сука, picks up the Mosin he looted from his grandpa and finds his chosen one, which of course is always you. Then there's Gennady 10,000, who gets behind the edges and rains down the winning misfortune. So precise yet indiscriminate as it flies across the dorms. In an instant, the pine-scented customs turns into a battlefield of pain and suffering, seeming insurmountable for the poor worker who just got home and wanted to relax. But I choose this map for a reason. A map for a beginner doesn't mean it's easy. It means it provides essential knowledge to the player. And customs will teach you to think, plan routes, find ways to flank opponents and fight against equals, not steroid-fueled lab rats who grind the lab 24/7. This location can be very different. Sometimes it's a tough, no-nonsense PvP arena. Other times it's a pleasant farming ground. If I had to color the whole map, it would be yellow and red. Red for where everyone wants to fight head-to-head. Yellow for where you might find yourself during the spawn points, or simply to soak in the atmosphere.
When you find yourself in an unusual situation, the main thing is not to be afraid. Ah! What is this? No, no, no!
Bro, what's going on? I'll help you! Where am I? And why do I know how to assemble any weapon? It's like I have a ton of guides in my head! I also have a lot of money in my stash. Congratulations, you have subscribed to Patreon. Oh, that's all? Of course, follow this link in the description. Let's start with the red zones. If there's any area to mark in the brightest color, it's the dorms. The two sisters, the 3-story and the 2-story. They wait proudly, while rookies cautiously approach the veterans barrel in full force. Both dorms have their dowry, safes and the market room. Plus the occasional visitor, Rishala. The strongest players head here because they know there's always PvP. After a successful fight, they can even ride home on the golden chariot for a few rubles. But even humble workers can score a win, sneakily camping in the hidden spots, sipping beer while the others kill each other. Rishala's base. Never like it. You get blown up by the AGS, and the approach is open. Once inside, without owl reflexes and spider senses, you'll just get destroyed from the second floor. The loot here is mediocre, but there's a tons of PMCs, all thanks to Rishala. Fighting here is interesting because of the 2 floors, basement and the 2 staircases that connect them, filled with the side lines that players need to keep in mind, lest the void be filled with the lead. The library. I'd call this place the second marked room on the map. Narrow hallways perfect for grenades, fakes and pre-fires. A handy connection between the second floor and the street through a window jump. And intel lying around on the wooden floors near the bookshelves. Even a lone player forced into this place can use cannon to outplay an organized squad. And after wiping them, Ivan Nedurag with his Utес will remind you who is really in charge here. The less dangerous place is the new gas station. The third home of Rishala. It only holds 1 safe. But this seemingly insignificant place will teach you parkour when you jump from the station to the warehouses. It'll teach
teach you grenade throwing when you aim through the tiny windows. It'll show you what it's like to push from outside in when a Mosin wielder hides behind the counter. The customs map will teach you everything. How to farm marked rooms while doing parkour in the dorms. Remembering which windows are transparent, which doors are worth opening, how to do the pre-fire. It'll teach you to fight on multiple levels like at Rishala's base. You'll learn how to kill rock bosses who'll happily run up and punch you in the face. Here, you'll learn to fight, survive and enjoy yourself. After all, if you don't go to these places, but let's say to the garages near the Tarkov, then you can leisurely wander around inspecting the bags one by one. The same goes for the glass building, where computers can hold graphics cards and bolt in the crates. Huge warehouses where under the ceiling rests the white throne, and stashes hidden around every corner. The power lines hold a medical crate, and though rare, you might even find a Ledexus there. Customs is life. The Woods. If Customs teaches you how to fight for your life, then the Woods will explain what farming is all about. The map is perfectly described by its name. The dense trees hide the stashes of Jaegers, scavs and desperate hatchet runners who are tired of dying. Here, you rarely encounter players who are determined to fight to the death. Most players are either bolt-action users or those who, like you, came to farm. Don't get the wrong idea. Though this isn't a land of plenty where loot is scattered like decorations and all you have to do is gather it. Dangerous PMC operators also roam every point of interest. These PMCs have spent so many hours on this map that they can spot even the tiniest movements, so brief they seem non-existent. However, unlike other locations, you have a friend here. The insane amount of trees and foliage that will help you escape if needed. Your second friend is the map size, where the usual number of PMCs is spread thin across the expanse, and there's no shortage of loot. This combination of the map size, the number of PMCs, their objectives and the loot spawns make it one of the best farming maps for beginners. There are only 3 truly dangerous areas in the woods: the military camp, the sawmill and the USEC camp. The military camp is where a ton of medical supplies spawn, and you can even find the Ledex. There's food, water and those precious salivas that the therapist keeps demanding. If the prices of painkillers and ibuprofen make you angry, you'll be glad to know that this is where they spawn, hidden on shelves. But you'll have to fight for this loot, as you're not the only one who knows this secret. Pretty much everyone does. From my experience, expect at least 2 other PMCs here who are ready to battle for it all. The sawmill is 50% interesting because of Sturman who inhabits it, and 50% because of the people who come to fight him. The area itself isn't that great. There's enough loot, closed and open hangars, 2 violet keycard spawns and temporary huts with valuables, but the chance of being shot by a PMC with the DVL who is likely on his 18th attempt to complete the shooter born in heaven task outweighs the chance of finding anything valuable. USEC camp is your golden ticket for finding Ledex and getting wrecked by experienced players. In such a small space, there's ridiculous amount of weapon mass, valuable food, jewelry, weapons and armor. But most people come here specifically to hunt for Ledex, and the alternatives are either buying a ton of keys for Shoreline's resort, looting Ultra at Interchange or going to labs. But here, the Ledex simply lies on the couch, and the chance of finding it is surprisingly good. The beauty of the woods is that even without these high-risk areas, there's still plenty of loot. You have access to a whole village where you can spawn close by, loot it in 5 to 7 minutes and extract by car. The flooded village has a marked circle where, although it's not the richest, you'll find a few key tools throughout the wipe. The cliff hides, besides a sniper part, mattresses with hidden loot, crates, valuables. In the forester's hut, you'll find top-tier models and the best ammo in the game every raid. The scav bunker has grenade crates and tons of other items, and there are countless stashes hidden under every bush. In the woods, it's physically impossible to live empty-handed. All you need is a little bit of knowledge of the map. I thought for a long time about what location to pick, as was the third one. Trying to find clear answer, I weighted all the pros and cons. Reserve has PvP, loot and everything else, but so does customs. Shoreline has wide open areas, loot and fights, but so does the woods. So I choose the Interchange. This is a map where I started. It's the refuge of sneaky, despicable bastards sitting in dark corners. The rough but awesome boss who can tear you apart even without guards. A massive mall with a terrible lighting, where you can't even figure out where you got killed from. It's the map where I lost my first 3 to 4 wipes and played over 3000 hours. And over that time I realized what I had gained. An understanding of just how cruel this game can be and how to overcome it. To beat all the rest, you'll have to memorize their hiding spots. And there's hundreds of them here. You'll need to remember constantly that there are 3 floors, including a basement. This means you can be ambushed not only from here and now, but from behind and above. The terrible visibility will finally make you adjust your past effects or NVIDIA panel settings, because otherwise you can't play this game. Thankfully, I showed you how to do that. The long corridors will force you to improve your aim and start using optics. The endless variety of surfaces will make you memorize everything. Oh yes, there's laminate, there's an enemy in Rasmussen. Oh, and the thin wood, so the enemy international. In the woods, your eye deserves every shade of green, but here you'll master every shade of gray. Once you perfect your skills, you'll start grabbing graphics card without being spotted, but you'll see everyone else. There are about 40 computers here, you won't find this anywhere else. SSDs, wires, processors, capacitors, there's no problem for you. When you find cell lever on customs, you'll find gather and a laser here. When everyone hunting for matches, you'll already be placing ECL. Interchange isn't easy. Interchange is Tarkov. It's what will teach you to play. Not how to rush enemies or beat heroes, but it will teach you that everyone around you is a scumbag and you can't even trust the friendly scav offering to share an extract with you. It'll teach you how to gain experience faster. Ragnar will give you tons of XP for his quests. It'll teach you to think globally, plan routes, and avoid PvP. It'll give you graphics cards, so many that your mining farm will explode. There are 3 levels, as I said. The first is the basement, which allows you for safe travel, full of weapon mounts and lets you reach any part of the map. Be it Oli, Gashan or Idea, you can go out or get the fuck out, because the basement plankton hiding under rubble will be waiting for your soul. The second floor, which is really the first, gives you all the computers on the map, food spawns in Gershon, tools in Oli, graphics card in Tech, Light, German, Mantis, and so on. Killer roams from shop to shop, garden keeper, and howling when the siren goes off if someone breaks in. And the upper floor gives you Ultra with the Ladexes and plenty of ways to kill everyone below. Yes, Interchange has given me a lot, and I hope it gives you a lot too.